God's actually wanting to co-partner with you and I. He wants to co-labor, just like he did with Adam in the creation of the animals and the creation of the world. He wants you and I to play a very significant and important role within that process. And so this thought right here is actually meant to empower you massively to say, hey, there's a lot that I can do to partner with God. Because oftentimes if you want to see the miracle, you want to see the blessing, you want to see the favor, you want to see the powerful, beautiful, moving hand of God present and vibrant on your life, you know what God's going to say? You first.
You like this, you like being daddy's arms with microphones. You like being a worker. You're made for the camera. Both my boys are.
Hey, this video you are about to watch is a part of a series where I show you how to quit porn the right way. So do yourself a favor, binge on all of this content, all the videos that you possibly can, because who knows, maybe if the value and the trust is built together over this journey, you'll want to jump into a community that I call Fit for Family. Or maybe you think these videos suck, and that's also fair too. But nonetheless, there's only one way for us to find out. So enough of me, let's get back to serving you and let's get back to the video. One thing that I hear people tell me when they're talking about quitting porn is, I'm just trusting God with this. I'm letting this go. I'm giving it to him. I'm surrendering it. I'm giving it up. I'm yielding it into his hands. And here's what I'd love to say is that is absolutely amazing. It's incredible. I so love to see men and women of God give over to the Lord something that they have been burdened by. Here's where I see it becoming an issue, is that when we create that heart posture of surrender to God, I want us to know something right now. Surrender is a phenomenal heart posture. No one's debating that. It is just an awful strategy. Surrender is not a strategy. It's the position of our heart. And this is what some people have actually misunderstood and gotten backwards, is that when we talk about hope, when we talk about trusting, yielding, surrendering, giving it to God, that is a phenomenal place to begin the journey with how we do something. It's the internal heartbeat, the inward bend of our soul to the Father saying, hey, Lord, as I walk this thing out, I'm trusting in you. I want to be conscious. I want to be intentional and deliberate with my thoughts that, God, I'm surrendering this to you fully. But what not everyone understands is that that's one side of the coin. The other side is actually putting in the action. The other side is actually showing up and putting in the work. So your variable of showing up and putting in the work right now is going to be going through this whole program, is going to be going from A to Z, 1 to wherever, however many videos this thing is compiled into, start to finish. That would be considered the work. Because when you look at the Bible, it's actually really interesting. When you read in the story of Exodus, I believe it's between chapters 34 and 39, there's a theme and a story of God and Moses with Israel talking as they're taking on ground. And God essentially says to Israel, or says to Moses, talking about Israel, he's like, why are they crying out to me? Tell them to march on. Tell them to move on. Like, tell them to keep going. He's like, why are you guys talking to me? Why are you praying to me? Why are you crying out to me to save you and fix this and get you over this hurdle and struggle? It's like, tell Israel to move on and keep marching on. And what I love about that is that not many people understand that there is a difference between praying about something and praying through something. And God's heart for you and for me is not that you just pray about your problem with porn, pray about your porn addiction. He is actually hoping that you step into a mature place in his spirit that says, I am going to pray through it. I'm going to pray through it by taking actionable steps on my side to partner with God. Because what God does not want is to be a dictator, is to be on the throne all by himself and say, I got to robotically tell my kids what to do. I got to save them from absolutely everything. God's actually wanting to co-partner with you and I. He wants to co-labor, just like he did with Adam in the creation of the animals and the creation of the world. He wants you and I to play a very significant and important role within that process. And so this thought right here is actually meant to empower you massively to say, hey, there's a lot that I can do to partner with God. Because oftentimes if you want to see the miracle, you want to see the blessing, you want to see the favor, you want to see the powerful, beautiful, moving hand of God present and vibrant on your life, you know what God's going to say? You first. You take the step. you step out with faith. You see it over and over again, man. You see it with Peter walking on water. You see it with Moses with the Red Sea, right? The Red Sea parted, but before that, Moses had to put his staff in the water. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, they had a fourth man come in the fire, but first they had to be willing to get burned alive in the flames. You can see it with Abraham and Isaac, when before the bull, before the ram came, God had Abraham willfully in his heart be obedient to sacrificing his son Isaac, the promised child that he'd been waiting for his whole life. And Abraham stepped out with faith, and then God met him. You can see with the woman with the issue of blood, she stepped out in faith. She took action. She didn't just pray about it. She prayed through it. Prayer is not meant to be an idle, passive, quiet experience. Prayer is meant to be almost a way that we live our life. And not by almost, it definitely is. Prayer is meant to be a lifestyle. Prayer is meant to be an active participation in the narrative of God unfolding his story, which means history, his story through you and I. And the greatest men and women of faith in history, in his story, prayed through it, not just about it. And so I want this to impart encouragement to you. I want it to impart hope. I want it to empower your soul and lift up your spirit, that although you can have the heart posture and saying, hey, I surrender this to you, God. I give this to you right now. I'm yielding this unto you. That's a great place to be in your heart, but hope in itself, surrender in itself is absolutely not a strategy. There's work for us to do. So in each of the videos proceeding that you'll be seeing, we're going to be getting into the work. I love you guys tons, and I'll see you in the next one.
Hello, my name is Adam Rogers. I'm originally from Columbus, Georgia. And when I first came across Untamed Academy, I thought it was fake. I thought it was a hoax. I thought it was too good to be true. It's a waste of time and a waste of money. But I am so glad to tell you that I was very wrong. Untamed Academy helped me overcome so many cycles of doubt and anxiety and low self-esteem. And as you will discover if you decide to make the investment, porn is never the issue. And I quickly discovered that getting rid of porn is very easy with the training that you receive. And it is just connecting to your heart, connecting to compassion, connecting to freedom. That's where the work really begins. And I'm so glad to tell you that today I am directly affected and blessed by everything instilled in me from Matt, through the coaches, through the brotherhood, through the community that I found and am still enjoying from Untamed Academy. And so I'd recommend that anyone would join. If you're looking for freedom, if you're looking for joy, if you're looking for a community, if you're looking for just tools to help you walk in emotional connectivity, this is the program for you.
Hey, real quick, if you like that video that you just saw, or if you want to see even better videos than this in a series that I made called Annihilate Porn to help guys or girls like you quit porn, you can subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't forget any alerts, comment, like, all that jazz, and more importantly, check out the next video that's going to take you even further on the journey from where you are to where you want to be. I love you tons. I'll catch you in the next one.